Kwasiada oforiso bosome ne de toso dunsia no sia bo enti ebraso sense modo ayabo no bede so mo sa nwumre no sia kase na wakase yi mu de obetie ebini ensuprane ato ewo ahiavekura ye no ewo pro east mensiri ne mu enipa be so ha ena sese woni baabi a wotena ye de mu chemu bedan wakase yi emu omafo watapa amanfro mu so toto sra ban sa da roma ayaresabe ye wo no mo metire mu enfama wo mu enwechi Ghana mampanyina bedi echiwe Dr. Elijah Mahmoud Baumia wakopie mu ewo Harvard Africa Development Conference Harvard Law School eno wey ensembia wode kwato udwa no ye de munchemu ebedan wo ewo kase yi emunsem wey ene afoforo be ena eka ho simaduasa ya mekenkan ya ma o se nwume no nsia kase midin de ekria echa oyi akwan emwajo afeije brene nsem ni chemu ankasa mefa ensomo ye hyase de afiri buno epo ye mantem no emu ye kopru east mensiri mu a kroba ko ho ye frena ahia vekura na betodwa se nra ensubransam eto ho no mu a esese o manfo nya pade pi sesei enipa bebro ha ene ginagina montene a wonya baabi a wode wontiri ebeto
sensu kese eto ye ewo ahiave ya ye brono a ewo pro east mensini mu ewo bunu east mantem mu no epa adan bebro wo ha so a wonum basic school ba ko pa ewo empotem ho no mo no nsuo no epa so obie nsuo no esai wonum ICT center won school canteen ene adan afoforo bi a ewo school mu ho no mo abaya mani boni Daniel Techi eko school mu ho no mo no ena headmaster woda ahiave DA primary school ano asiedun ketia ode adesrede ena eto aban ankorankore ensori adwumakua hodo ene nadmu enim se omra school mu ho emeye wonum emwa
me ba cho die si die sabe ina ya ntia asemde ohwe ye computer lab any computers isisi ewie mu ni nkonya teachers stuffing chairs etata so nyina nkonya na nsu ase no ena afi computer nso se ye sokra na enya ade a eso bio se ohwe ahanso board a ebo ho nyina nso so ase se dan no so apa no ade ba kwa be se aban panyimfo ankrankra obi a opese any stakeholders bia ye wo bia no mumra na omomeboa yen esanse emu aye drama yankasa
voice ajete eye PTA chairman ewo ahiave DA basic school wono so ni amani boni nkomo twetwe mu no ene wodi tu dwa se saa insukasi eto ye nam so medan no so paaye no enya de wo hu bi ewo kurum ho no mokra saa da
enura najo na yeda ho na yeti se mframa eba ti adibachi no anasa najo no ye hu se mframa no ebubu miankasa mikasa mi dan wafa edan ba se edu nyina abeka sukunu wasai sukunu nioma computer lab wasai bibia edana mejina ho akasa sese no ye kanti bibia nkola no didi ne nyina wasai ne nyina enti ye behia se aban anase mpanifo no beboa ye na omotumi ahoye mobo bibia mejina kasa yi anajo kura mi ni bibia meda me ne mi nkola ne nyina ne wona ade na atoye nyina no ye nyina yakabontia ye hia emua se omomoaye
wonom kasa no akire ena Faustina Nyavi a woye promeni enso akire bra nsuo no ehase ene ne niama hodo a nsuo no ase no
ebo pasto no na mframa bi asore ene nsuo pofumu a ama ye dan so nyina apa ye school niama nyina ye school dan nyina atutu ye books ase community no so omo niama ase omo dan nyina atutu ama raba kokura mpozing na atu abesi ni nan ama na atwa na kenya na adwo no ye bi mu ya da krampo anka ya de a ebeyede
Harvard Africa Development Conference ye dwumade bi ekoso e Harvard Law School say dwumade ya se wo manim de fo kwan e ma de suafo kwan ne wo mo anim amanyosem ekwan e ma wo betena sisi nkonwa e we kwan ya wo betimi e de wadwene nkyere aboa na ebibiman etimi atumpon say dwumade ya se e na wo yi mampanyina bedi eche Dr. Elijah Mahmoud Baumia say wono e na ye guest speaker wo ko honom no wo de eniema ba komienu bi koto udwa e betimi aboa ebibiman
benefit of the elite. Another characteristic of the underlying inefficient systems is that for many countries, there is no unique identification for the population. In addition, our citizens are not properly and uniquely identified for many countries. It was possible, or it is possible, to be born in a country in Africa, live a full life, die, and be buried and there would be no trace of you on the documentation that you ever lived and died in the country. The poor mostly suffer from this type of exclusion. Many countries do not have functioning property address systems. Many people take property addresses for granted. But can you imagine what it would be like in the United States of America if the address system suddenly disappeared? It just disappeared. There would be chaos. There would just be complete chaos if you didn't know where to find. You didn't have a working address system. That this is a piece of soft infrastructure that we don't really put a lot of value on, we take for granted. But there would be complete chaos in the economy of any modern country if the address system completely disappeared. But this is what African nations, for the most part since independence, have been living with. There haven't been these address systems. The majority of the population in many African countries are excluded from the financial system with no access to bank accounts. The poor and rural folks are even intimidated to step into a bank, to open a bank account on financial savings, interest rates, and economic growth. The payment system, another element, in many of our countries is dominated by cash, which makes it very inefficient and not transparent. Additionally, public service delivery in many African countries is largely based on manual systems that are characterized by bureaucracy and corruption. The ports, the drivers and vehicle licensing departments, passports.
Sanso na obo my Ghana mu a ye wa abasobode adwumade pi na baako a wode ebo wo mu a ebiebie nwuma abaso eye Ghana Business and Innovation Awards afimpinu ne aduonum yensade no wode ahyehye so ewo enkran Adom kase ekopi adwumade na sibi na wo mu abiebie nwuma e kire se sika wode hye wadwuma mu no ekosoro enti ama adwuma wo ye no onhyeda hunu so wototo asra ban se ontete niam so se be ya adwuma wo ye no ohun betimi ahenhan wo mu
afimpinu eni aduonum yensa Ghana Business and Innovation Awards no wofa saa kwanya no so ebo enyumaku ahodo a wonam wonum adwuma so abo won homoden asan so abo ama ebuo aba wonum adwuma a woye no eho abasobode adwumadie na se no wonum ebo wonum wo oil and gas sector abaso na afoforo so obo wonum abaso bie MD a wo Safari ya wonum eye manufacturing firm Eric Amofa ekire ekwan ya sisi eto egu wonum adwuma
we share the way a dollar no esiko and the way our taxes in the air kwa SSC etimi hwe na ban etima taxes in the for mine we all share Safari a fully Ghanaian owned 100% Ghanaian owned. We are not in under any government incentive, purely private. It said the year per se etimi ema ye tissue industry etimi ekon kan no na je say ban so hwe na taxes are ekon no betimi reduce ediama especially Ghanaian owned products are yetimi eye o man mu no na me ho high na yetimi employ enipa bebre a ye youth na o ma buy na adwuma ye den no saban hwan taxes na ma Ghanaian owned businesses are ebe me yetimi so etimi I employ youth ni bebre na economy na epese improve no etimi abo ma ya konkan etiye Safari for year ban ye hu say etimi the new dynamics in the tissue industry etiye say ye my brand looking nice and presentable. I see a product looking very hygienic and healthy. So we use
Oil marketing companies and so I can one more about one more so I would Medina CB operations manager what engine Ghana Moses Komodatam Edin Sembi Tuja.
The kind of prices we are seeing in the market. The driver now is actually the cost of the product. I mean, driven by the FX or the Forex issues we have in the country. That is one of the major problems, and not really the taxes, because the taxes today are not much of a bigger problem as it used to be. In terms of pricing, Engine is one of the oil marketing companies trying our best in the midst of all the circumstances we find ourselves in as a country.
One more bo one more baso bi enso ene amane boni twetwe nkomo.
A very worrying situation. A hard drink. Will be a hard drink. Pass. Ube who say obi de or Ghana card. Registered numbers, multiple numbers. It's a very worrying situation. Now, I think telcos, no, and then NCA should work hand in hand to make sure, say, you be a FIBA, now ya clear fee system. No, obviously, you know, exposing people to threats because nipa boni bin sim obeti media are committed fraud, and then obviously it will harm the country as a whole.
Saso na dwumadi ekro no asenso wo mo akwadare e wotwadie mu etoto sra bai se akwaya wo faso de aboa ama enwumadi awodo akoso no won hyedan wunu ne papa san se wo hye eto a wode atoto edwadie so no a edoso yie
Said be ya enwuma ahodo ebetumi akoso aye adwuma e wa abra o mansi kasam enyina brane na afi wa pa akwan ahodo a obekoso aye adwuma ama wono munwuma akonkan ehun komo ene wokodi e wo sanhye mudie yi ase Dr. Samuelanyo eye research fellow e wo Chartered Economics Ghana watu adwuma ru anu nyina afo.
The president has already alluded to the fact that businesses have collapsed and are going through crisis because of the COVID and the Russia-Ukraine war. And I believe that ever since the post-COVID, businesses have scrambled, and most of them are out of operations. But I think that government equally needs to develop stimulus packages to support businesses to bounce back, and equally businesses that are going to crisis. I asked and urged them to also employ administrative and that of economic and financial intelligence, and that will really help them to governance supports and be able to utilize resources effectively and efficiently. What we needed to do now is to cut down our operational costs, administrative costs.
Dr. Christian Oda, a international development consultant. Waka wono mo wo hu ne say aban emmo ne homodin sebeya obeboa sa enwuma hodo yi. Odin sem bi atudwa.
I think there is a little bit more to be done on that side, because much more so the present government is more of a Western model type of ideology, where you expect them to be more concerned about productivity, economic development, and the rest. Private sector growth is important. It's a catalyst of development. In fact, today ideologies don't work. It's business and economic development which gives people emancipation and growth and creation of wealth, which is important. So yes, I think that the government must do that. However, they came with a program of assisted development, which is like one village, one dam, one the rest, but it has not worked well.
Watu adwumara no mu nyina afo say one pa lawyer fo a obetu wono mofo e wa abra esanse won sika sem enyentin wo be yes wo be yi adwumayefo bi adi. Justice Isaac Dose eye retired court of appeal judge wodi sembi tu yamani boni ani
obi a paso oye adwuma no so sua adwuma no humra every pi no go for ekoye business amu sua adwuma no humra enti na ya omo ho e kire omo no ti so paso ye adwuma dia so fa lawyer ya wucha neka na otofo efa amra kwan befa so a obedi nkuni emra ne adwuma bia amra da ho so wonni mra na peso ya adwuma na obeya agu kwa wan hwe kro bi befa chikwe wabu nti emra dia hu ya pa so bia obeya adwuma bia no.
Retail bank na no ewo Access Bank Mame Matilda Santia Siedu na wodi atodwa se wo mo Master of Business Administration aba ebu atete ma ewo kwan obefa so edi wodwa ewo sikakorabia kwan so na afen so wo ma wo mo animdefo a obetibi asuade afiri won ho wodi sanse mo etodwa wabra wodi won dwumadi hyeche so ewo nkran.
Womenpreneur Pitch a Turn Africa, a Yajuma Ken Sipia, was a share a dear mamma, or Manka Sabi, Womo Ejuma, will be mine emu. Na but a year teacher and say, but first I can say so a demoa a mamma with Scafemo, no we are not into a tray, a mamma, therefore Majuma Womo Yano Eho. Na can say Nina and say, a ma won Manka Sabi, Womunuma, or my Ghana mono. One betch the Quaya Ambessifa for Majumana so, a master Sayaba Womo and Potem, Sebane se Womo Edemoa Emma Womoa. na so dia kensie no ekogu a oni kuro bedi nkonim mu no ode sika ni akyede da sa kensie no so no ebema no ne sent no ene imadunum a womo ekura IFC mini master of business administration ye womenpreneur kensie no womo awie enyina behia ye office Gerald Cantonment ye no won Kramantown no emo na abradom kase ene group head our retail bank no ano wo access bank no mu Matilda Asante siedu edin komono o kyerɛkyerɛ dwumadie no nyina abotaye ene mu a wo mo wo edema wo ne kura sa kensie obetumi edin konimo
fa Ghana amaina emana yedodo na ufa nkofo say from entrepreneurs or wankasa ye omo business so a emana yedodo na access bank yetu ye ho si ho say ye be koso abo amma intinu sa picture ton ye yesi oba wo ye business a wo say onya nimdie bi ekofa expert ye fe bibi MBA Master of Business Administration because wo ye business a nimdie bi wo ha wo say because ye gidi say emma no mo ye business wo Ghana no omo tumpon a omo busua betumpon sa wo mfa wo mbebo access W ni dia ene wa esina wala nti sa wo mfa wo mbebo e dia hwehwe access bank ye wo 52 branches Ghana bebia obehu ye ho
Enuachi, Adom kase ni era womenpreneur pitch eton Africa 2023 odin konim na wo mikokuru enso so etwenkomo no de asede dikan emerade enuachi oda access bank no ase se akonya we omode amamma bo man Ghana emu eno no beboa amomo so dwumadie no etumi akonanim
Medanyame ase say nipa 50 starting from 2000 to 300 to 50 and to 50 nyame amame edin konim we meda obi biara me the access bank for this program our mode by atse medami team our mo kumase from hyperspace our mo so masne kaya ye for na me no mo ye ejuma start ye as say mo sa ko school ali mane mamuna ne sakina mu nyina ene me current workers ene kaya ye say no more race course market I wo kumase all the girls kaya ye for ni na do ma say yo mo ena ama ene ye drew ye nya sa award we
amanfa wo mo watapa aman from ewo bia koye mensire mu dia desre eto aban enim se adaroma wo mra metre wo mo ayaresa bia ni ma wo mo se bayi a obetimi akọ akọje apomde mapa oni amane boni obrempombo wusu ene twetwe sankomo yi
Yamani boni obrempombo wusu ekobo ntoa ewo tapa aman from empotamu honomu a ewo bia koye mensine mu ewo timantamu no ena wo kohunu se wonom ayaresa bia ewo honom no eniti bia papa bia mu senti emmoa ayarehwe ewo ekrom honom totrofo ema the hope network a ewo tapa amanfro mu Louis Nanasi edukwache editu jase efia pema hankono ene edwonum nson a abanje wonom asa asese wodisi akosombo dam ewo so no esini yenya de se mpumtudwuma bia abakrom honom
Enioma mebredi enya ewa ha yakwan eka ho sukuu eka ho zeze mede ukọ yesuku mu a obo se enkonwa kura ebi ni ho emofra na oda womboso wonkokoso ena osua de ni nyina yo ha ne amane a atoye adenti ye nananom buru se wonso onchefa oba se odeboa omanga na mpuntu abra enkroma ye se obesi akosomodam no a oja won sa se ensuo mfa sani ebetimi ama dam yi abre ye anyinam kanea no ne ene atoye ni
Abubakar Safiu assembly member tapa amanfo ono si ditu da se wonom esi mensini no ene aban so empempi se anko wo meye mpuntu ema wonom ewo krum honom nenso anya de a wanya moaye bia afiri wonom ho
akoso motu ye ede ye ba hafa se wo hwe ye krum hafa asetena in fact ede pa na se wonam kakra wo be hu se oman no abomode aye gates kakra esra ban se nka anye bi kura no nka omumbegu kota emaye ebise yenso yensase ni bi ena nsu abefa ena nne oman Ghana yede yanya mfaso
manfo a woti krom honom a wokotwe mojabo a yenso editu ja se esane sedi ayaresabia no tebia enyinti no pomodin adwumayefo ene manfo nyina no edinyarwa bebre ena aba bejeja wonso
yemeka cha abufo ni se obia eyi moja ndeye se wanya ne ndefa ka chibi nke se wobusani bi enya moja now do certificate ko hospital betime amani moja a ombre
Enyumere no si akase na oguso a wo hye ewo Adom TV so no yetwa yensem no eso Deeper Life Bible Church asoreti nyina ehwekwan se Global Crusade afibia woye no afidie wobeye wo omaiga na mu a ebekoso ewo enkran na wo hwekwan se General Overseer Pastor William Kumuyi eba bepie mu ewo omaiga na mu esenti adom kase ene mpanifo edadwumedi ya no atwetwe ho enkomo.
Asafu ahodo ewo Deeper Life Bible Church a ewo Ghana hanomu eyenhyiemu ewo Accra Independence Square. Wonum ebo mpaye ane nyina mu no wode twen wonum founder any General Overseer Pastor William Florence Kumuyi ya wo hwe animu kwan se forisi obosome de toso aduonu edikosi aduonunum so no bia bi pie mu ewo omanyimu. Sa Global Crusade with Kumuyi a wo ye no Professor Ebenezer Daku ene camp commandant wachire nhyiemu no botaye.
The Edikan no eye anwumre bia crusade ayebeye ya to din glorious visitation from Christ. Yesu Kristo ade ensrahwe eba omanyimu na ensrahwe anumonyam kese ewo mu. Ye to nsafre obia free 20th of April to the 25th of April anwumre bia 4 p.m. Ebehia ewo Independence Square na ya tie Nyankopon asem free osofopani Kumuyi enchen. So will be or yare bia na se or manie bia misrao fasani panibra na kupon enguni ho ani mo asida open kwagye bone adokro untimi eni bone so sa program yi yakwanya ma se obeba Yesu Kristo na ase na onya adwensachra ebio apart from anwumre crusade no so memenenda 22nd ye wo dwumadie ma nkwankwa nyina aye youth one secondary schools, one university, and that's one crumpa on my university. I must share Juma Sefro.
Sir, and then in sheer more war year Independence Square. No one more share no more kind say a GD form pimping bibri, ya one a war or may one fine idea, and a beba CBA, one ne Pastor Kumuyi, Beba Sum Abumu, and for Sodia one ebenya wumuno. Professor Ebenezer Daku assigned so actually.
Crusade way and for Sodia Bre Ewumu, eba. Asitina mu nsɛm a hwɛ ɔma etimu yi de bia me ka kyerɛ nkrɔfo sɛ ɛnyɛ nipa dodo na nko a yɛ wɔ no na ehuhia but nipa na yɛ wɔ no so no ɔmo suban ɔmo brabɔ ehia papa obetumi anya nipa bebree but nipa no suban ni na brabɔ anya papa aya na emwa bebree ɛwɔ man kyekyere mu ɛna ɔman mpuntuo mu enti saa dwumadie a ɛbɛyɛ yi ɛbɛboa ama yɛatete nkrɔfo
yanko amanyosem emu etifidu mante mutitre ne woda NPP amanyoko na no eye ora chef Koneduado wode atompanifo ededa amanyoko no empesu yawodo so nyina anim se wo mo adwobreo wo meto nkohwere de twere na mentimi wase bia wo mu bia no wo siesie se be ya afimpinu ne adwini na obetimi abontoa na NPP amanyoko no edim konim.
Esa ne se afimpinu ene aduonu abra MPP amanyoko no eto aba enesi akumi etumeje emrahye akunya no efri mesi adugyanfi a wono ena no woye emrahye bedwani ensam nti no ema menteme ho ase ene ba akwatia MPP ni mu enam sa menteme ho ase no sunti no afimpinu ene aduonu abato no MPP amanyoko na chitaifo no dodo na eto skirt and blouse a wonom eto aba no ema omampani aredanko akufu adona nso emrahye akunya no wonum etoma NDC ya ne senti sesei NDC amanyoko no enna akwatia emahye akunya no eye wonum dia na sebe ya wonum nyina ebeka won ho abumu na eya obi wo mu atumi ye fi won mu nti no wonum wada enkabomu ene enkayiye dwumadie bi adia wasan so ada Council of any patrons that wonum ewo kofoyudua ewo New Jordan South Mensini no mu edi Jeff Koneduado ena ye dwemtenani ema MPP amanyoko ne fa wapu ye mantamu watu MPP amanyoko manyina afo
esese ekosoa ye kasa se enipa akomatoye mu de eteki time enye se nne na obekasa ye no na ozo bibia ayeye esese ye koso na ye engage na ayaye we ye mfanso ha ye besan atoa so na ye ne ye manfo ye party for obia ebia sebita frache asembi ha na sie tie no one on one ne ne oni nyina kasa enyankita hudie esie eno mum ho no de eduru ho a bi kura na mom ensantrofo no ya amfremo
Messi adugyanfi a wonom etafe na amasi ena kani bi no waye mrahye bedwani ma wonom a wo akwatia abato mpeso aso ono so ade ato amanyoko na titaifo nyina anim se wonka wo hummu won asomdwie ene wodo entena wonom ntem se de ebeya ikunimdie ebeba amanyoko na fa ewo afimpinu ene dununnan abato ni mu
nsɛm esi wɔ constituency no mu na ni ɛde ba ni nyinaa mu no nyame abɔ yɛn ho ban ba yɛgu so te ase besi na ɛsɛ nyame ayɛ atom ɛyɛ nya executives region ato nsa frɛ yɛn si mmra na yɛmɛyɛ nkabo mu ho adwuma na yɛ enunyam kɛse a yɛ regional executives ɔma hyɛ yɛn.
Fred Nanayaw Adoba eye akwatia MPP amanyoko no dwem tinani ono so de nsɛm bi to aso abra mpanyinfo yi de wɔn nsɛm atu dwawieye
monhwɛ nim sɛ nsɛm bebree a motefa akwatia constituency ho no sɛ yɛ mpɛ sɛ bɛkɔ akyire a 2023 ɔhɔ ne yɛfiri a yɛba abɛduru baabi a yɛduru yi a ɛho abɛhia sɛ me as a constituency chairman we put it together this platform for the constituents to engage under the supervision of the region.
Apomdi adwumayefo enede efutu ama amanyofo se edru abato brese ya ema won tonsa ema wo mo a opeso obeto aba ema wo mo se be ya entoaba a wo bo no wode wani kan enebeye
Miriam Aberfi bafo ene ye panyini a wodi apomudin adwumayefo a wonom efiri Twefo Praso District Hospital a wokoye free health screening ema Twefo Atemokwa NDC Youth Wing no na bra dwumadie no eba na wieye ene wode adesrade to amanyefo nyina anim ne titiru ene wonom a wo hwe anim kwan se esi ahenefo beto aba ama wonom nyina anim se womomoden se sabri a wo bonto ano won tonsa ema wonom achidifo Mami da na di se manfo dodo a wo hwe wonom nyina no ohunu ne se wonom ewonyare nketenkete ehye wonom ontai enko ayaresabia ema apomudin adwumayefo enhwe wonom
sure dey kan check omo BP na ye check ese na omo akoma ne bono ye wo mo sano so check omo asichire no na ye hwe omo ani no so ema omo na dia ye hu ya ne se dodo na enta enko hospital enko ye check up nti afutu ye de be mo ne se emre wo hwa omo nko hospital omo nko check omo BP omo nko check omo sugar no senetin because ebi mo hwa ye check na BP ne wo shro kakra.
Twefo Praso Nursing and Midwifery Training College team president Isabella Amoesi lecturer ahukire bi a wonom wodi won animu kan a wawie school no wonam mu a ne nyina agina se wonom allowance ene eniama bi e ka ho no aban ntua ema wonom
National service awona ye nyanum a wo good away national service why brankasa abibia wo nsu abibia no wo se wona awofo nyepo ye service dunko yim there oya da na aboso san obma ne kakra mo da tunu kotokum na ka se mpo owie ni we na fa national service no mpa obo posting na so obewe not fie obewe not awo bulu mpo no bibia mpo nkanya ne da soro mpo na kwa adwuma cause e kwa kombedo
Bernard Konto eye mebunudom frefo MNDC na manyokua e wo Twefo Atemokwa ono so den sembi to ya maniboni enim
sisi o mani mu kra ye den so ya ri mpo a sika ro be kwa hospital kra na aye den ama wo nti mebu ne kan ehu bom say ye be nante important aboni fe ni float na ye the health screening so be kan ho ama obi a se bio ne ho dodo no ana se napom enye ni ye no wa ba ba hwe se de napom ye de esitie na so yare ne kra mpo ne etisen doctor for no ho ya to nuro so be
ebusia kase no si odaja wunyama me ntimida se kase mu aboafo ne adwumayefo nyina no bido bibia se midin e de akria echa oyi akwan ade panche